Hey, you're listening to volume 114 of the Strange Grooves podcast. I'm Sharice Letson.
I'm Kate Milbury.
And this week, we are super excited to have our guest, Ray Gracewood, returning to the program.
Hi, Ray.
Hey,
Thank you for coming back.
It's my pleasure. Good to see you guys.
I'm going to move your microphone up there a bit so we can hear you. There you go.
Is that better?
Yes,
Check.
beautiful.
Check.
We're good?
Yes, we're good. There we go.
Some ASMR there for y'all that are listening.
So you're on to, we're going to chat all things Area 506, whatever comes up.
Oh, this is going to be a fun episode. We've got some funny little strange segments. We're going to be talking tunes. We're going to talk festival stuff. It's just going to be fun.
It's going to be great. But before we get into it, we need to thank the people that make this show possible.
Oh, yeah. We couldn't do it without you.
Our amazing Patreon supporters. And if anyone listening would like to hear their name at the beginning of the show,
We will say it, and we'll say it with so much love and so much dedication.
So much aplomb.
So much. And without further ado,
much love to Brad Davis,
Chuck Healy,
Corey McGill,
Colin Walshutz,
Michael Hawkins,
Mary Hicks,
Glenn Hicks,
Brent Harris,
Kaylin Capson,
James Mullinger,
Brendan Parker,
and our newest Patreon supporter,
Nick Curtis. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Pause
you
again.
guys. Thank you all so much. We really, really appreciate it. Couldn't literally do the show without it, honestly. Couldn't pay the bills without it. So
Yeah, exactly.
thank y'all for supporting the show.
And if you want to get in, patreon.com/strangegrooves or go to our website, strangegrooves.com. Everything's on there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's enough.
That's it.
That's it.
Let's get into it.
Ray.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi. How are you guys?
Good. We're super stoked to have you back.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. When was the last?
He was episode 7.
I was single digits.
You were single digits. Did we?
Way
Episode
back.
7.
Huh?
It would have
Lucky
been
number
funny if it was
7.
117, right? 100 episodes
Oh.
later. But don't worry, because everything
We can make
happens
that
for a
work.
reason.
We should have thought of that.
Well,
Should have thought
Did we
of
not
that.
have was it only one episode? We didn't do an Area 506?
no, we've done other 506 things, but not exclusively with Ray.
Right. Wow. Well, welcome back to the show.
That's
Well,
why I was like, like
We've grown up a lot since
I
last been
just
feel
on.
babies.
privileged. Here I am with all this equipment, and you guys have made the big time, and I'm kind of
we got a
like,
sound pad now.
Yeah, watch this. I just made that with my fingers.
Podcaster, watch
Huh?
out, watch
There
out,
you go.
guys. Watch out.
Hold on.
I really need to
Bad,
utilize that
bad
more.
joke. Bad joke.
Come at us. Good luck, because this is top production quality up here.
Listen, I just think it's cool that you guys have toys. So congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the last
No,
100 plus episodes. That's incredible.
yeah, we're kicking it. I don't know, it's fun, and like yourself, like when you see something you love growing, and people listening to it or enjoying it, or just genuinely supporting it, you kind of can't help but to invest and try to do a better
Well, it
job.
keeps you motivated, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's a cool thing. You guys have your Patreon supporters, and you probably have thousands and thousands of other people that,
Yeah.
like are into it every week, and that keeps you going. And it's good to have passion too.
And we also have our
congratulations
live
to you
audience,
guys.
which is super, super good. We love you, live audience members. Tara Keeley, we love you so much. Tara's in the audience, being our production sound crew tonight.
In case the
Keeping it
camera
locked
messes
down.
up again.
Make sure all the stray animals stay out.
There are raccoons on the deck, and the seagulls are crazy this time of year on my roof. We saw them mating outside. We have a video of it.
Who takes a video of meetings?
All three of us. All three of us did 2 hours ago.
The world does not need 3 copies.
They were seagull surfing, though.
Apartment.
They were surfing. Yeah, we don't know if I don't think it was made.
They were.
Oh, really?
I was trying to be a little bit more like
The most important question is like, how long did you watch for?
23 seconds.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if he could get up there and
That's for
balance. And then
science.
when I realized what it was, I was like,
One of them had a
and then
crippled
he
leg.
stopped. He did. He had a limp leg. It was a lot smaller, so I took out the seagull binoculars
So many layers.
to check them out.
So many layers to this.
Well, doesn't everyone have seagull binoculars?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't even have normal binoculars, but that's fine. You have like telescopes and stuff, so it makes sense for you to have binoculars. You know what I mean? Like it's like in the same family.
I don't know what to say about that.
Well, you have telescopes. Like you're
No, I know, but it makes me sound like such a different person than I am. Like it's almost like I don't know. smart or something. You have telescopes and things. It's like, ooh, she's into astronomy.
She reads books. Wow.
Anyways, that's off topic.
Anyways, yeah. So Area 506. So for people that are not local to New Brunswick or Atlantic Canada, can you give us a quick spiel of what Area 506 is?
Sure can. So Area 506 started in 2016 as a music, culture, and goods festival here in St. John, New Brunswick, in southern New Brunswick. And we started it up as kind of, there wasn't really, I don't think, like a marquee music event in St. John at the time. And I thought that there was a bit of a void that could be filled. And we sort of jumped into it at the time and weren't quite sure what we were sort of getting into or what it would turn into, but sort of takes elements from, obviously not just New Brunswick music, but it's mostly like we try to make it relatively diverse, but mostly like indie rock and a little bit of hip hop and different things. But at the same time, supporting New Brunswick artists has always been a really important part, supporting New Brunswick businesses through sort of the goods thing. We have this sort of vendor village that we created with shipping containers and kind of created this whole shipping container village every year, which is kind of like a little bit different, and then cultural groups from all around the province and just basically trying to celebrate everything that we think is great about the province of New Brunswick and creating something that we can kind of be proud of as a province and also proud of, here locally in St. John. So we started in 2016 and things were rolling through 2019 and getting bigger and better, and had a bit of a pivot year in 2020 like everybody else did, and did like more of a virtual thing, which was great at the time. Never want to do it again. I think the one learning was that people need to get out and they need to sort of interact with each other, and they need to sort of experience live music in person. And I know personally it wasn't an easy year, like I don't think anybody really got out, and it sort of was a bit of a weird one. But then last year we pivoted again, and we weren't quite back to normal, but we did a concert series of kind of 10 different shows on the St. John waterfront that was a little bit of a different vibe, but at the same time sort of gave people a bit of a dose of live music again, and sort of brought it back to the people, and celebrated a lot of great artists from Atlantic Canada. And then here we are in 2022, where we just recently announced our festival lineup for this year, which we're pretty excited about. Yay!
I did it.
Huh? Your timing is like impeccable.
Right? I know. I can't help myself.
You're very good at that.
It's like you think I'm listening, right?
Huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Which one is applicable? Let's go.
Oh my God, it's so good. So lineup, and then also we've got another kind of big project in line, which is like a permanent shipping container village for the St. John waterfront, which we're also very excited about, and sort of gets us into a whole different world of construction and, vendors, and, it's kind of grown up business stuff, which is has been exciting, but it's also been a lot to kind of work through, but we're getting through it. We're excited for early June when we're going to open. And then even more excited for the end of July when we throw down and have the Area 506 Festival.
Yeah, we're we're looking forward to it. I think, and we've said this before, we've always gone, and I mean, yes, a lot of work to work through, but a lot of fucking work as well to do for you and the crew. Like even especially last year, like having that many and then them being different weekends rather than it being just a long weekend or whichever traditionally.
The pod system and the service to the bottle service to the pods.
People were really, really
so
grateful and very humble, which I'd never really experienced at a show before, other than people just being excited to go out. I think we heard that. I mean, it was obviously before people had a lot of drinks, but it was like, it's so nice that they just are doing this week over week. And like, that's as great as it is for anyone that's in that kind of thing. That's a fuck ton of work, and it can be grueling and it sucks. And at the end of it, I remember asking a couple people on the crew from, and I was just like, you guys must have been there, like, it's great, but it's very tiring.
We're now tired.
Right. And you don't really get to really be in it all the time because you're really making sure things logistically are going well, hospitably well, and just genuinely trying to make sure that everything is going well. So it can be kind of hard to, and I mean, the other thing you guys have always done is you've always pivoted to really adjust the quality of you know, the experience for people. So whether that's the vendors who are coming, the bands that are coming or traveling to come here, sometimes for the very first time, guests who are coming. So, you know, like not just trying to floof the festival or you up, but genuinely as people who live here and go there.
Pump the tires.
Pump it, yeah.
It's pretty dope, like to have that, right?
Just do it. It feels good. Do it.
And, you know, like I remember us going like last year, and it really meant something for us to go last year.
Yeah, man.
Like, and you know, we've gone to the festival before in other capacities, and phenomenal time and crazy memories and experiences, like can't even, ridiculous memories. But even just like last year going, like Charisse and I seeing Matt Mays, like, you know, that was, talk about having a realization of rough times, and then just really being there with each other and just being, it was
intense, and it was so weird because it was like rough year, right? I think everyone was super excited to, you know, be together, and, you know, like personal stuff. Anyway, so Matt Mays was like, his record got, you know, like, I don't know, I think a bunch of his music, really more than one record, got me through like the winter of 2021. Yeah. And I remember I was still working at Huddle at the time, and we were doing a little podcast series, and I got to talk to him on the phone right before the show, but I didn't have the guts to tell him, like, yeah, your music got me through, like, save my life.
He would have loved to
I know,
hear that,
I should have. I regret that now. But anyways, I do remember, like, I know, just like being in the pod and like being around, like Tara was there. And, you know, Kate, and, you know, and then like, I remember him, like, when the moment, like, he played Tall Trees, I was like I couldn't hold it in. I was like, this is so amazing. And like, I'm like having this emotional moment. And then I'll never forget looking over at the pod next to us.
I know where this is going.
And there's just like a bunch of dudes shirtless, and they're just like throwing their shirts around, and they're like throwing it the fuck down to like, Tall Woo! Trees. And I was just like, this is such a beautiful, like, this is so great. And I think, you know, and just like being able to see him and to see like legends like Alan Doyle and stuff. And I think, you know, as you mentioned, people just wanted to be together and to see live music again. And I think it was really special. I think I will look back on that as one of the most special shows I've been to.
Well, that's so nice to hear. And you know what? It's like those kind of stories that kind of make the whole thing worthwhile. And you know, you're right. It was a weird year, and the thing that we heard the most, especially through the first few weeks, was that it was oftentimes people's first experience, you know, say out of the house or just doing something, you know, in like whatever it was, like a year and a half or something, you know, and people were fed up, and they were just like overcome with emotion more often than not, just excited to kind of be into it, you know, and you start to get a real appreciation of like maybe sometimes how we took that stuff for granted, you know, and I mean, we all love live music, but, you know, sometimes it's like worthwhile to kind of like have a little bit of a reality check just to understand how important it is to get out and listen to live music and be with other people and, you know, just enjoy it with other people and kind of take it all in. And then sometimes you just get into this kind of like habit of just doing it and like, what's the show this weekend? And, you know, like I said, you sort of take it for granted. So last year was a nice little reality check, you know, of getting that kind of feedback from people to say, you know, it really is meaningful and all the work is kind of worthwhile and all that kind of stuff sort of makes it good. So,
yeah, I think it just goes right back to, you know, you've always really tailored it to make it very accessible and make it the best that it can be for people. Mm-hmm. So even in a time where things were still a little bit rocky, people that may not have maybe gone out to other things, even if they were social distancing or things, you really, really did your due diligence to make people feel safe. And there's not a lot of other places that did that, or festivals or spaces that did that. Yeah. And whether it was for money or not, or whether, you know, the show has to go on or not, I think it's, you know, it's great that you and the team did it, because it is a lot of work and it does take a lot of, you know, planning and you know, just.
Well, let alone, I'm going to give a shout out if I can to my buddy, Mike Haybear, who has been part of the Area 506 family for like a long time. And him and I and a few others, my buddy Terry Wagner was in that mix. We had a bunch of high school kids, but there was like relatively small crew putting together 110 pods like the week before, and just like the sun beating down, and kind of like when you're going through it, you're like, oh my Jesus Christ, like we're 20 down and 90 to go, you know. But at the end of the day, when you see, you know, to your point, the feedback you get around people and how much they appreciate the idea of the pods and being able to sort of kind of choose their comfort level a little bit, you know, and be within their own group and all that stuff. I think it was like an important part of the healing process for people, you know, whereas obviously 2020 is weird. 2021, I'm starting to feel a little bit normalized, but in my head, I'm still a little bit uncertain, you know, and hopefully this year people are kind of like full on, and that's what we're banking on. That's what we've heard. But last year was like that transition year, you know, so like if you have to, you know, maybe over deliver on some of the safety stuff or the, you know, the comfort stuff or whatever you need to do. And if the byproduct of that is we get to do bottle service, you know, and people are having races to see how quick their drinks get to the pods and stuff, you know, it just kind of turned a bit of a thing that started as a drag, you know, like we have to do this, into something that was actually really unique and cool, to the point where like people are begging for it again this year. And like, what about the pods and all this kind of stuff, right? So you actually find a little bit of a nugget sometimes of something that really works, even when you don't sort of go out and kind of do it with that purpose in mind at first, you know.
Right. Thinking back now, you're right. It was during that weird transition phase, because didn't, like, after one of the nights, the mask mandate got lifted for the first time. I remember that. I remember we were walking back.
Halfway through the series, or I don't know if it was halfway or not, but like through the series, that's when it happened. And we got a lot of questions around, you know, like, do the rules change and all these kind of things, but you know, we set out to kind of do it so that if there were changes through the process, that we just kind of like hold fast and say that, you know, this is it. Mask thing, if you're not comfortable or you're comfortable, you know, choose your own. But otherwise, like, you know, no, the pods are still in place. No, you still get your booze delivered, you know, all these kind of things. But
Absolutely.
Anyway, I don't know, we're pretty stoked.
Yeah. So
we always like going.
Yes. And so can you, like, what's this festival going to look like this year? Is it going to be back to like how it was before? Like, you know, same vibe, or will there be pods?
Yeah, it's pretty close. Like we have kind of like kept some of the pod stuff in, like, as part of the VIP experience.
Right.
But at the same time, we did get an awful lot of feedback around people to say, yeah, we appreciated that and it was the right thing to do, et cetera. But like, damn, do I ever miss being fucking jammed in front of the stage, you know, and like the hot, sweaty mess. So we want to bring that element back too.
Yeah.
So for the most part, it's kind of like back to, you know, like what we would consider to be the traditional Area 506 festival experience and general admission. And there's, you know, VIP options. And like I said, some pods as well. And so, you know, for us, it's like, to your point about accessibility, is like you try to create as many different experiences or opportunities for experiences that people can kind of like get into and enjoy for their own. And they sort of like, you know, figure it out for themselves. And the other piece that I was going to mention too is like this all ages component, which is like a lesson that I learned after the first few years. So we were 19 plus for a while. And then I started to get thinking about this idea of, you know, Area 506 and what does it mean for, you know, the people locally and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, damn, we're cutting out all these kids from like getting part of this experience. And when I thought about 19 plus, I always thought about, you know, it's give the parents a night away from the kids sort of thing. And that I didn't think about the 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids that, you know, just don't have a lot of experiences to go out and just have great experiences locally, right? So when you think about the importance of the region and youth and keeping people here, retention, all these things, it's like, what the hell are we doing not allowing these kids to like take part of this experience? So making it 19, like all ages, and getting away from 19 plus was an important one for us a few years ago. And it's worked out pretty well. But I think even more importantly, it's like the more people that we can kind of extend the experience to, and especially young people that are going through high school, making decisions about their future, all that kind of stuff, that's a hugely important piece to us too. Right?
Yeah.
Because when you think about, you know, when you guys were going through grade school and stuff, I know when I went through grade school, like limited opportunities for good times, you know, and you're almost like, it's this culture of, oh my God, I can't wait to get out of here. So you got to really question that and start to think, okay, like, what are we doing to create great experiences for kids, to change that culture so that like 16-year-old is like, yeah, maybe they go away to school, but then they're coming back. Yeah. You know, they want to kind of like be part of, the St. John region and New Brunswick and all that kind of thing. So that's another kind of like thing that we're trying to kind of keep in mind a little bit, is to keep not just the lineup, but the overall experience appropriate for people of all ages too.
We love the all ages shows, and we think from experience and going to them and finding ways to sneak into whatever Studio 112 back in the day, whatever it was. I mean,
don't hang them out to dry.
No, we no, not at all. We very, very thankful for it.
I've always had experiences. I had the fortunate privilege to date a guy when I was like in, like 17, 18, a guy with a beard. He had really good facial hair, so we're able to get into a lot of a lot of the places. And yeah. He looked the part, and he kind of knew people locally in the music scene.
But you're right. A lot of the younger generation, like when I was 15, 16, I was working full time. I was on my own by that time, right? So some people, like, their lives are different, and they're looking for a safe ecosystem. And why not go to a festival that is safe, that has security, and has, like, they could go to the skate park and not be able to hear the tunes. Why not invite them in, right? They 100%. Can buy food. They can. Yeah. They can be a vendor, right? So I've always appreciated that. And, something that was really interesting for Charisse and I is the first couple of years when we, would go to the festival or help work behind the scenes, whatever it was, because of that. And then, meeting some of the bands, we were able to facilitate other things behind the scenes. So like Brock, for example, he came behind the scenes with us to do the Glorious Sons interview, and then ended up being their photographer on the road for quite a while, still does a lot of their work now. Yeah. Owen Green and his son, Adam, ended up reaching out and saying, hey, we would love to, we bought tickets, but we'd love to have a thing on Strange Grooves and talk about us going to shows together as father and son. Now they each blog about shows that they've gone to because of Area 506. Yeah. And then we've had other folks in the, that have done media passes, usually Alec, Haley, Amelia, all of those folks that would usually go under the Strange crew. And they would go, and then they're all in journalism and photography, and it's actually going to those shows that have helped get them into their new jobs and other. So it is crazy how when you share the abundance and you really try to talk and understand how to serve your community a little bit better, how great it can actually be. So I think the all ages things, and especially from a talent perspective, a lot of them are very conscious. So it's not about, underage drinking anymore, or trying to smoke weed or anything, they actually just want to go out and see the show.
Yeah.
And I'd almost rather them come to the show than some of the folks that come out
that we've been seeing out here.
They get a bit crazy. Okay. So stop acting like you're 19 in the field drinking vodka again. It's too much.
Yeah. I was just going to say, if we were to do sort of like a demographic count of the people that get drug out by security, it is not the kids. It's
all right.
It's never the kids.
It's likely that troublemaker right over there. Just joking. Love you.
Excuse me,
love
Tara?
You, girl. I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing.
So,
but facts.
So can you? We're sitting there on the spot all over. I guess can you tell us about the lineup this year? Who's playing? Who are you personally excited about? What's happening?
What's the deal? So we're doing 3 days again. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 29, 30, 31 of July. We have what I would consider to be two of the biggest Canadian rock bands that are active right now, and both bands that I'm super excited to bring back, with the Glorious Sons and Arkels. Yeah.
So excited to hear that. You have no idea.
Yeah. So super excited. Also excited to have Mother for the first time. So that's a band that we've been sort of actively trying to kind of work with or figure out a spot for a long time. And I'm not sure if they've played St. John, to be candid. I know that I haven't seen them here. So I'm excited to kind of bring them for the first time. Some other kind of Canadian talent that I think will be to the city for the first time, JJ Wild.
Oh, sorry. Just end that.
I thought that was the coolest button.
I'm like, are we in the Twilight Zone?
No, that's all good.
No, I was like, you've got a secret button that you didn't show me, and that was like the best.
No, it's off now, so if they call back, you're good. No, that's what we call a Phil call-in.
Yes.
Right, when people call into the show.
That's cute.
At least we know it works.
It was likely Corey. Hi. It was Amelia. Would you like me to check your message? Yeah. Okay. You can. This is a live show, just so y'all know. It's not scripted. Yeah, give us 15 minutes. Absolutely.
Amelia.
Hi, Amelia.
All right, we'll see Amelia in 15 minutes.
Right.
But yeah. Okay. So next up,
So next,
Jay Wild.
where was I?
Jay Wild, I think was.
So yeah, JJ Wild I'm excited about. There's a band from Vancouver called Fake Shark who I'm really into, who I think are going to be great and I almost think of them as like a Canadian Group Love kind of vibe, just like a lot of fun and a lot of energy into them. Sloan is back, so kind of like East Coast favorite, obviously, and just super stoked about that. Chaos is kind of like hit me hard again, and I'm super, super excited about.
I'm excited for McKinley Morrison Williams. Honestly, I know but like I fucking love that band. They're so good,
so talented.
Oh my god, they're
so
ridiculous.
talented.
I've said this and I'll say it before again, over and over. I said this to Josh a couple weeks ago at the Catherine Kennedy show, and I literally said I would pay $100+ to see them play. I really would.
Wow.
Like they're that good.
Dollars they would like.
No,
come
like
in here
they're
and
play.
tight, man.
Huh?
Like they're
no question.
like,
well, they're three of the most talented musicians.
And the show, their charisma in the show, the way that you can just tell that they love hanging out with each other and love just playing music together. And they're all just so talented that like I'd be like, yeah, I'll just go to 506 for them for one night, and they'd probably play 3-4 hours and put on a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
And Jamie Como, like there's
Jamie
another one.
Como's up there too.
Like I'm excited to see them. They'll be super good. Tara's best friends with Michelle Como, Jamie's sister. So small world. Everybody's always connected here. It's like the 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Right?
That's small town stuff. That's good though. Yeah, it's good. It's good. And I mean like obviously the whole New Brunswick component of the lineup is super, super important too. So, we're excited like all the way down the list. The feedback has been great.
Yeah.
So that's good. And people seem to be stoked. And, like I said, I think it's just, it's an opportunity to sort of get back to form, and I think the summer 2022 is going to be like an absolute rocker. So I'm pretty stoked about it.
Awesome. So are tickets on sale yet? Are early bird tickets out?
They were.
Yeah, they were.
Now they're not.
We actually, so we released the lineup in early April. Generally what we do is we have early bird tickets on that run until like the end of May. So like the better part of 2 months. We oversold early bird within 3 days.
Oh, damn.
Damn is right. We had to shut her down, which is fantastic. I mean, I'm ecstatic that people are, willing to embrace the festival, and are into it, and kind of feels like, we did a good job on the lineup, I guess, and people are excited to do it. So that's just awesome. But, tickets are still on sale at area506.ca. So, check that out. Thank you. So it's out there, but I mean, the festival is one thing, but the other thing that I'd sort of put out there too is that the Container Village sort of gives us a home base for the whole summer, and I'm excited to kind of like get our plans for that into the public purview in the very near future, which includes like looking at a concert series for deeper in the summer. As well as some of the other kind of events that we've got lined up for June as well. So there's going to be an awful lot of entertainment coming out of the waterfront in St. John. I think it's going to be a great summer to be here.
That's awesome. So aside from Area 506, do you have any concerts planned this year?
I'll tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to get any sleep until November.
Yeah.
So travel is likely to be limited, but I was looking at a few, and basically they were just excuses to kind of maybe get out of town for a weekend. But I like to kind of choose my outings based on partially lineups, but also kind of, like what a festival might offer, like outside of the music stuff, just because I love to kind of get new ideas on how to kind of create more of an experience that way. So, so there's a couple that I sort of had in, there's one in, I don't even remember the names, one in Dover, Delaware, one in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And I think it's like September-ish or something. My favorite band is The National. I was kind of tracking them down, and they're billed on one of them, and Stevie Nicks is billed on the other one. So like, can't go wrong either
I guess we're going to Connecticut.
I'll see you in Bridgeport.
Nashville usually plays Portland, don't they? Maine?
Yeah, they do,
quite
and
often.
they are.
Are they?
So they have a date
Gonna do a
lined
double
up for
show
this
like
summer.
we're doing to Primus.
I would love to. Dates don't work out for me though. I'd be there otherwise, but yeah, it's during a busy time. So yeah, I'm pretty much locked down here.
One moment. It's a technical.
Got a technical fix.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know why. Yeah, I think like getting out to shows that are outside of where you are and stuff can also just make you feel like a human being again.
Like a human being.
And like I heard something today that was like, no matter what's going on, it's not good to try to rewrite your journal.
Yeah.
So sometimes
That's some deep
you
shit
need to
right
go
Fucking
out
deep.
and really remember who you are.
there. Yeah.
And that can be a really hard thing sometimes, no matter if it's work or your family life or whatever. And it can be mixtures of up or down, right? But if that's the case, I mean, I think like getting to the music part is really, I don't know, important. I think it helps like so much.
I think you're on the right page. I totally agree. And you know what else I would say too is that like sometimes just kind of getting out of your neighborhood too, you know, and just seeing how the other side lives and experiencing a different city. And yeah, like there's the event and there's the venue and there's the bands and all the stuff, but it also gets you out and you're trying new food and you're meeting new people and you're kind of like, riding the tram and like all the things, it's just, to me, like travel is kind of like one of those weird things. I've never been on a cruise, very like once on like a all-inclusive type thing. Generally if I'm traveling, it's either for work or I'll go for some kind of a music event.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like what it boils down to. But oftentimes like I'm kind of picking the city as much as I'm picking the thing that I'm going to go see, and so I think it's good for the soul. I think
I do
you're
too.
Totally on.
No, I do too. And I
And
hope
for me, I would much rather go to a city where I don't know a soul and be completely anonymous, and kind of like take in a show for what it's worth.
Yeah.
As I
and
find
having
this-
to be like, hey, nice to see you, chit chatty, whatever. That's what I end up having to do anyways at most shows. Which
Yeah, I find that, and also too, like I just find like it allows me to sort of disconnect from the kind of things that I'd be thinking about if I was doing the show. So it's like the technical stuff or the timing, and all that kind of stuff. I just sort of get out of that headspace altogether because I find like, especially lately, like that's the kind of stuff that even like is a drag for me. It's like, why am I even thinking? Like I just got to sort of zone in.
That's fair.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah, there'll be some stuff this summer, I think. What about you guys? You got stuff planned?
Yeah. Well, there's Primus in next month.
And we have some fun things potentially planned for our 5-year anniversary that we're keeping under wraps right now.
We're manifesting. We're in the manifesting.
We're in the
stage.
manifesting mode, but you'll see. You watch out, Strange Crew. We might be doing some things. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm also like on the. I noticed Bob Dylan posted new tour dates. This past week, all in the U.S. But I'm looking. I'm sure. I'm confident he'll be coming to Canada again.
Have you seen Dylan?
I've seen Dylan 3 times, but yeah, he's like. Pardon me.
Did you enjoy it?
Of course. It was a religious experience every time, even if he
Die
sucked.
hard fan over here.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, you can tune into our last episode
With Brent Mason.
about Bob Dylan. I think it's our 5th one that we've done, almost 4th.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you haven't had a dedicated Primus episode yet. I feel bad.
I think we have. We just
It hasn't been like flagged, has it? But anyway, so Bob Dylan.
who knows?
I'll be looking for. Keeping an eye out for him. And yeah, just sort of see, who comes around. I guess. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Well, I think generally speaking, like just by the number of announcements and bands touring and all that kind of stuff, like there's going to be an awful lot of entertainment this summer. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I know
to be a
exactly.
music fan, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of music, this brings us into our strange segment section of the show.
Yes. Do you want to go first? Do you want to do yours?
I'll go first. I'll go first. So this is a what would you choose? Would you rather?
This or that.
Okay,
This
so
or that.
This or that. So would you rather listen to Led Zeppelin or AC/DC?
AC/DC.
Okay, all right. Good to know. I'm making a circle. Remember we used to do that when you were in school? Okay, Loverboy or REO Speedwagon?
You know the answer
I know
to
this.
that.
Double
So-
circle.
Come
Okay.
on.
Blondie or Alanis Morissette?
Blondie.
We thought that was going to be a thought provoker.
I did think it was going to be a thought provoker. Guns N' Roses or Van Halen?
Guns N' Roses.
Stan Peters or Gordon Lightfoot?
Gordon Lightfoot. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I knew that one was also going to be like, you could choose either, and I'm good with either. You could have even said both, and I would have accepted it.
Sundown. Come on.
Fleetwood Mac or Pink Floyd?
Fleetwood Mac.
Okay, there we go.
Right.
So, geez, that was painless.
No. So now, no, it's like, this isn't actually more painless.
Not all the time. I'm brutal.
No. I'm just thinking back to last week. I was pretty brutal for brunch.
That's pretty funny, yeah.
So for my version is, so, Area 506 is about celebrating New Brunswick, East Coast stuff in that spirit. So I'm going to do a this or that for New Brunswick / East Coast shit.
Okay.
You ready?
Good one.
I love how you said that. East
Love
Coast
it.
shit.
East Coast shit.
I'm going to make a sticker of that and probably become a millionaire.
This is my TikTok moment. Anyway,
Right
anyways.
there, yeah.
Okay. Donair or garlic fingers?
Damn, girl.
I can't. I guess it's coming in hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't fuck around.
man. Seriously. Oh, man. You know what the complication is here?
Okay, I want to know.
From where? It's
Piece of the light.
oh, well, garlic fingers.
Okay.
Easy. But if you were to say Greco, I'm going Donair.
Okay.
I love them both so much.
Right.
It's that was the hardest question I've ever.
Do they
been
do a
asked.
garlic finger donair?
Why don't
That's
they?
something Greco would do.
Like
they
if
don't
the
do it.
pita was a garlic finger?
Yeah.
Are you
like
kidding
Like
me
if they
right
just,
now?
yeah.
We just invented the best thing ever.
Well, it looks like
Patent.
you'll be seeing my food truck at Area 506. It's in a trench coat. I'll have little pockets right here, and you can buy them for $5.
Container 23.
$5 Donnies is what we'll
Just
call
keep
it.
coming out in a trench coat being like, what can I get you?
Garlic donors.
No, seriously, I will coin her. That and the East Coast shit stickers. I'll make
There
it
you
a
go.
bundle.
I need that on.
I'm telling you, my entrepreneurial spirit thrives when we podcast.
That's new merch right there. Okay, number 2. Seafood chatter or lobster?
Lobster.
Deluxe or Dixie Lee?
Deluxe.
Dulce or Fiddleheads?
Fiddleheads, I guess.
Clams purchased from a restaurant or from a guy's truck on the side of the road?
Side of the
No-brainer.
road.
Yeah,
for a
no-brainer.
joke.
McCain French fries or McCain pizza pops?
French fries.
There you go.
Remember that little boy on the show?
If you were to give me the deep and delicious, I thought you were coming hard with the
I
deep
should
and
have did
delicious.
Deep and Delicious.
That's where I would have went.
I should have did that. All right, next time.
Next time on the episode of Strange Groups.
Cool. Thank you for indulging us in that. We
Of
learned
course.
some
Those
stuff
are,
about
those are
you.
both great series of questions.
We just like to kind of dive in a little bit into life's deep cuts in different ways. Sometimes
That is
with
some-
weird
that is some
trivia,
deep shit.
right?
You're laying down.
Sometimes, don't rewrite the journals, go to the concerts.
Yeah.
Last week with Brent Mason, we did some dramatic lyric readings, and Brent had to guess them, and it was pretty funny.
Bob Dylan lyrics. I read them dramatically, and so you had to guess what
It's
the song
wild.
was.
The
It was pretty
video's
great.
hilarious.
It was great. I really gave her.
It was good, yeah. It was fun. Like, even as someone who's not like a fan, like, it was kind of fun just like hearing like the lyrics, because if you don't listen to somebody's music, you might just hear him like playing harmonica or like playing his guitar or what he does. Exactly.
Yeah, either that.
We are the world.
Yes.
You should do a version with Glass Animals songs,
Oh.
which are a lot of fun when you read the lyrics out of context. Write that one down. That's one for a future episode.
That
right there.
is. We'll have you on for that.
Okay.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Ray, for joining us for
course.
this.
Yeah.
We're
Pleasure.
super excited for Area 506.
Can't wait.
And if you,
Rocksteady. I
Super
keep
stoked.
singing that song. And it's so funny. I'll just say too, like, getting into newer music once you've kind of hit into your 30s and 40s, I find you do go back to what you listened to in high school, or at least like some of what you
100%
like.
do.
I don't know what kind of constructed your music taste. So to find new music sometimes that I really like is pretty rare at
It's tough.
times.
And you know what I think it is because you don't connect it to a specific memory.
Yeah.
And the stuff that you kind of reach back for it has context in your brain.
And we
it makes you
can't,
think of
like, we're
something.
stoked to have them back. Like, we've already sent already been talking on it. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Can't wait.
Awesome.
So get your friggin' tickets. We know St. John is not a last minute city when it comes to 506. So sell it out. Get fucking going. Let's go. And until next week,
Keep it strange.
stop it. Stop.
That was great. Thank you.